Hey there crafters, this is Sherry with StampedTreasures.com, and today I thought I would do a little flip through of my December daily for 2017. Now this is something I had been working on, and I did do a little flip through of what I had finished. I think it was towards the end of December, but I didn't get it finished until just last weekend when I was at a retreat, and it is now almost the end of March, so I thought I'd do a complete flip through. So because I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I chose to use primarily Stampin' Up! Product. Now there are some other things thrown in here, but one of the things that I love about these little traveler's notebook style junk journals is that you can use bits and pieces, you can use random things, you can use really whatever you want. And it's just fun to experiment and just use up bits and bobs. So, and I love how chunky and fun it looks. So this right now is my favorite form of memory keeping. Okay, so the album itself is something that I made just using a long reach stapler, and I used some craft cardstock, some copy paper, I used the Around the World Designer Series paper that was in Stampin' Up's holiday catalog in 2017. Some watercolor paper, some vellum, and a pocket page. I think I may have thrown in a tag or two in there as well, so I'll kind of point things out as I go through, but I just used a hodgepodge of things and just created the album itself, and then just decorated as I went along. So the cover is created using craft cardstock, and I used a glassine bag, one of the foil snowflakes that we had in the 2017 holiday catalog. I cut the year with a die cut, an alphabet die cut. Stamped a banner and then stamped December in there. The tag is my absolute favorite patterned paper from the Around the World paper pack. I didn't decorate it at all. It's just cut to fit the pocket with a 1/2 inch circle punch and some black and white and solid black baker's twine fed through. And I just love that you can see the pattern peeking through there. Okay, and then the first page, again, because I love this paper, it had to be the first page of the album. The only thing that I did here was I added a sticker that said Hello December on the bottom. Okay, and then you flip it. And so throughout the album I used quite a bit of these little stickers. I used some bits and pieces from a kit that we carried years and years and years ago. I did add some more of the patterned paper, maybe some punch shapes. I did some hand lettering, a bit of washi tape. So here we've got a flip up with some journaling underneath. And then we flip the page. This is a tag that I added, so I had a few more pictures than what would fit. So I added the tag in there so that I could add a couple extra pictures. I did these ugly sweaters. That was a stamp set in that same holiday catalog, colored with our alcohol markers. And then here I used some of our felt pieces, added a little border strip, lots of tags throughout the album. That seems to be a phase that I'm going through right now. Some red baker's twine. This was a piece of watercolor paper, so what I did was I did a watercolor wash in the background and then used the Label Our Alphabet, which if you follow along with me, when it comes to scrapbooking, it is my all-time favorite stamp set. I absolutely adore that stamp set. I use it so much. I added a little tab in here and then added some more craft cardstock. This piece is actually from a notepad from the $1.50 bin at a local craft store, and I loved the top of it, so I just trimmed around the top and then stuck it on there and then did my list. Some wood letters that I've had for I don't know how many years. This is a 3x4 overlay and some little stickers. Yeah, some more hand lettering, and most of these little stamped piece or punched shapes were just from like a scrap die cut bin that I have. I just kind of pulled out whatever would coordinate and tried to use that. And one of the things that I'm really enjoying is just kind of adding some lines to kind of bring everything together. So you'll see that a few times throughout the album. Here, this is a piece of the DSP that I cut out. These cork letters were from a Project Life kit that we carried years ago. This paper I found a bit busy, so what I did was I added a strip of vellum over top and then did my journaling on top of the vellum. Here, another thing that I didn't worry, like you'll see that this is 12 and then we jump to 14. I didn't stress about having something to say or a photo for every single day. If I missed a day, if I didn't have anything to say or we didn't have anything going on, you know what, I would either just skip to the next day when we had something going on, or I added a little embellishment. So this was a tag that was on one of my Christmas gifts that I thought was really pretty. So I just added that for 13 and then continued on with 14. And then 15 had a couple pages, so I had a picture and then some journaling. And then it jumps to 18. This was an Ali Edwards die cut that I've had for years and years, or I guess it's not a die cut. It's a little tag that was in a kit from years ago. And then there's another overlay and some stickers. And here, this was a vellum page that I had included. And this was my favorite gift wrapped from this holiday season, so I included that on there. So this is the front of it, and then this was the back. 21 has lots of pictures, actually, and some journaling. So again, here you can see how I use the lines to close things in or bring things together. Here, this is all freehand doodled, and then I colored it in. And I just love the look of that. That's one thing. I feel so free to do whatever I want in this form of memory keeping. I love it. Here's another ugly sweater that's colored in. Some more photos. And then here, this was December 25th. I knew that for the 25th I'd have a lot more photos. So this is actually one of the inserts that comes in the Stampin' Up! Love Today planner kit. And I haven't been using them all that much in my planner. So what I did was I took one of them and actually included it as part of my album when I created the album. And this was one of we carried these a couple years ago and I had a few left. So I added that with a little bow on the top. Some enamel shapes. Those were from a past paper pumpkin kit. This was from a past planner kit. So you can see that I've just used a hodgepodge of things. And then here, Boxing Day, we always have a huge event on Boxing Day. This year we had 35 people. So I knew that there would be a few more pictures for that day as well. So I included this larger tag. And this pocket is actually, it was from a notebook from a Stampin' Up! Event a few years ago. And I kept the notebook, I tore it apart, I used the pages for something else, and I kept the cover because I love the pocket and I love the pattern of it. So I kept it thinking I would use it for something. So that was one of the pages in my book. Some movie tickets, and then, so it jumps from the 28th to the 31st, and then New Year's Eve, and then I ended with this cute little quote to introduce 2018. So I'm really happy with the way it turned out, and this is the second album that I've done like this, and I do plan on doing another one for a trip to Alaska that we've got planned this summer. So I hope you enjoyed that flip through, and be sure to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching.